Okay, first off, can y'all hear me? Please put in the chat if you can hear me. This is ridiculous. Everything that could have went wrong with this whole situation has. For whatever reason, my camera wanted to update right as I plugged it in. It was like, nope, it's past due for an update. Should have got updated in 2021. Never really updated. Let's go ahead and update it right now. I was like, no, I don't care. Let me just use the camera. And it's like, nope, we're doing this. I've already set my camera to, I've already set my stream to go now. Doesn't matter. We're going to do this. Welcome to Base Hang. This would not, I hate that I have to say it, but this would not be a base hang if there weren't any technical difficulties. And I hate that. But here we are. So, let's start it off like I normally would. Where are y'all watching this base hang from? And y'all go ahead and put that in the chat. I do enjoy knowing where the reach of the base hang is. Thank y'all for joining me on a Wednesday. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here watching, participating, basing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. There are a few new things that are happening now that I want to actually touch on. Some I want to actually bring to the forefront of the channel right now. Some that I do not, for fear that I misrepresent what could possibly be. So, yeah, we're going to do that. I do have a friend that is here. OB, what's going on, man?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, this is it's been interesting thus far. it's been it's been interesting thus far. I'm very glad that I actually have the count in, and I did have to play it twice because my camera just did not want to show a picture, and I don't have my webcam plugged in to just like pseudo do it. It was just profanity and anger. There's now alcohol involved, so um,
No liquid courage needed.
yeah, yeah. Sorry that it's 30 minutes late, but for the reasons that I just said, is the reason why it's 30 minutes late. I'm also in the search of a place I can go and make thumbnails because Canva, for whatever reason, will not allow me to get a PDF whenever I download the actual thumbnail. I no longer have Adobe Premiere. It's highly frustrating
Why don't you have Premiere?
because they wanted to charge me $450 for a year.
Oh,
That'll do
yeah.
it every single time.
That's like what, $1.20 a day?
Pretty much. And I only need thumbnails maybe 8 of those days. That didn't make sense to me, so I canceled that. And I have my video editing software that I bought straight up, Filmora, Wondershare. I just need a place where I can get my thumbnails created. Don't have to be crazy.
So, like, because
Yeah,
most of the time you just use like a screenshot from the video, right?
yeah, yeah. And I actually
So
did that. Like I took a picture.
you're
I just
talking
need to
about
put
like
like the
what?
names of the stuff. Like if I take a picture of, let's say, this base, right, and
Hmm.
it's me in the picture like this. I just want to be able to put words, right? That's
I
all I
mean,
really want to
I'm
do.
not gonna say it's the most professional thing in the world, but you could do that through Word. You could do that through Microsoft Paint. I mean, you can pull
I
up a
guess I could.
photo and then just put a text over top. I mean, if you do it in Word, you're going to be able to do like, I wouldn't say clip art, but you'll be able to get it, put it at an angle if you want. You can put the shading, you can choose your font, you can choose your sizes. I mean,
I guess you're
it's
right.
not, I mean,
I guess you're right.
if you don't,
You're right.
and if you don't want to pay for Microsoft Office, you can go with Open Office by Apache, and theirs is free and open source. So, and it does the same thing. That's what we've always put on our computers.
Okay. So yeah, I forgot Paint even existed.
Or someone put GIMP would be a good option too.
GIMP. Okay.
GIMP.
All right. I'll look into that because I did Canva and boy, I did it exactly how I wanted it to, and it just would not convert to PDF. And I was like, but you're saying you're saving as a PDF. Frustration ensued, profanity, like I said.
And why were you saving as a PDF?
So I can use it and then put it as a thumbnail.
Oh, rather than just using it like a JPEG or a PNG?
I mean, either one would have been fine with me, but it wouldn't. It didn't give the option to do so whenever I
Gotcha.
downloaded out of Canva, assuming that I did it right, because this Adobe thing just happened like this week.
Mm.
So I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let's bring it to the board. Did y'all see Squire just dropping Affinity Jazz 6 on us this week? It's tempting. Um,
329 for it
I
if you
did
go
see that.
musicians friend, 10%
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I did see that. I don't. I guess that would answer my how do I play lead guitar with my hands being large as they are. I guess that would kind of answer that question. But at this point, I don't. It's an octave lower from what I understand, and I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's. Ooh, yeah. Let's do it like that. Maybe. Mm, this is. Hmm. Let's go like that. Okay. I don't know if it's worth it for me to invest in that just so I can try to play lead guitar riffs and I have a six-string bass. You know, but it is tempting. You know. Let's see. Left center. Yeah, thanks to Sono Jono giving us a heads up on the new Squires. Yep. That's a nice bass. In this thumbnail, you see this? See this thumbnail?
Yeah,
That's a nice looking
and
bass.
he just sent me a thing on Insta showing, I guess he's thinking about adding a J above and below the P.
And then going
So it
Trey volume tone.
JPJ
Yeah,
with
with
still
like
the
three
white.
volumes and a tone. Right?
Well, there's four knobs at least, so that would be my guess.
Yeah, it works. You just gotta kind of. It's how you wire everything to the tone knob, as I found out. Like you would wire it as all separate P pickups, so that they're not in series to each other, so that you can use them individually rather than use them sequentially. If that makes Does that make sense?
Probably to someone who understands wiring,
Uh,
not me.
okay. Okay. Uh, so for you, it's kind of like you turning on a
Make
faucet.
wire so does not sound bad. Good. Yes, agree.
Oh, well, be quiet, Obi. Listen,
I'm bad at that,
be quiet.
but I'm bad at that.
you you have one faucet, and that drain goes
Ugh.
into the goes into a, another. Thank you. I need you to be like this. You have one faucet that goes into another faucet that goes into another faucet, and it all dumps to one pipe. That's front pickup to middle pickup to end pickup to dump pipe, which is a tone. If you turn off the faucet anywhere in the middle or in the end, then no water makes it to the dump pipe. So it basically doesn't allow a signal. If you want to equate that, I feel like that's the best way I can describe it. So what you want to do
You've
is
got
you
a
want to
really
have.
weird plumber. That's not how you do shut off valves.
Shut up. So it's three different pipes to one larger pipe. So you go front pickup directly to tone, middle pickup to tone, back pickup to tone, and then you can blend both of them because they're all seeing the same signal and they're all using the same tone knob. And then that signal goes out to the amplifier. Tone good. That's the long and short of it. That's I don't. You know what?
I can be loud without audio. You like my super officially licensed merch?
Uh, that is not official licensed merch.
It's officially, I paid for it from Amazon.
Uh,
Also,
I'm just waiting.
BCC said that he sent the same thing of the JPJ to you, but you didn't see it yet.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just made an assumption.
It looks like this, except for without a light and not blurry.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I do
Oh, look
like
at
that. He
that.
got the knobs that matches the body. That's cool.
And then the all
Okay.
white. You can't see the bottom J because of the glare, but I promise, it's there.
Okay. Let's see. Kicking it. What's happening? What's happening? It's like when you thought you won that auction, but somebody puts it on the bid at the last second. Yes, Minka, what's happening? Oh man, you are very silent. Okay.
Also, good morning. So, from where are you watching?
Yeah, that has to be on the other side of the pond. What is happening? What's going on? Did I
Maybe
drop
from when
out?
your audio problems before? You're still here.
Okay, like so what is
I
going
don't,
on here?
everything's fine that I can see. So,
Okay, cool. Let me just. I have
you
my
are
GoPro
there.
that I was doing stuff with, and then it keeps going in and out. So we're
Uh,
just gonna not do that anymore.
See, and I thought about getting, like, do you use a mic on that? Or do they
Whenever
come with
you
a
hear
mic?
this, it can, and you can do that. Um, I do have. Now I'm touching stuff, and I'm scared now. They do have like a Rode microphone that you can plug
Uh-huh.
into, like this little bass thing. You
Sure.
plug it in like so,
Oh, okay. It's
and
on. So it
there's a.
doesn't have its own like slot
It
and
does have
clip.
its own It does have its own situation, and it's just kind of the housing that you choose for it.
Okay.
So this particular one I got with the extra little box because I was gonna use it as a audio out that's coming from my board at church. So I
Mm.
plugged this in to that
Is that
board.
the one you're using for your church videos?
Yeah. Whenever you
Oh,
see
okay.
me and I'm playing at the church, this is what I have. So it looks like this, and then a cord comes out of here and goes to the mix, you know, and
So
then
you're
so it
getting it
catches.
straight from the board,
Yeah, whatever I hear is what you're
the
hearing.
monitor.
Yeah, and I just set it up, and then boom, it does its thing, and the battery lasts okay, you know. And I got this
Sounds
cute
perfect.
little.
Just
Yeah,
needs to be okay.
yeah. So
I had thought about getting, because of the forward facing video monitor, I had thought about getting one of those instead of, like, if I ever do upgrade anything. Um,
yeah,
I'd
well,
thought about getting a
a
GoPro.
it has a front camera on it, so you can
That's what I
choose
mean,
to.
the front monitor. That way I
Yeah.
could see what was in frame. Because right now I just, where'd it go? Right now I just use my phone and then I just clip it into here. And then I
Hmm.
have the Movo, not Mofo, Movo microphone with the first video I used on it after I got done editing everything and upped the volume because I was far away. I realized I forgot to put the dead cat on, and there's a ceiling fan directly above it. So the whole video you just hear. So I was like, oh, okay, someone's going to complain about that. So
I
I
mean,
put the
but
dead
then
cat on it. But
it's whatevs, you know. It's whatevs. I think the little one is. Oh, it's the bass hang. Hey,
he says night night basing.
nice night.
Good
That's
night.
cute. That's adorable.
The oldest one won't do that. She is sequestered on a computer being a teenager,
I mean, you know,
as
I get it.
as is probably proper. I don't know. Have to ask proper to find out if it racks up, but
Yeah,
But anyway, so
I
I
get it.
just use the
Yeah.
phone. I just use the phone, so I don't have. But I mean, I'm not a pro by any stretch, so I don't really need to spend the because those are what like 250, 350, depending on which model you get of the GoPro.
Yeah. Yeah, roundabout. I think I got mine for 249 because mine's a GoPro 10.
Hmm.
So it's one of the older models or whatever, but it still does the same thing, and it really, to me, it really don't matter. So whatever.
I
What
have
is
a
that?
pedal.
What is that?
That weird one Lob was showing a few weeks back, the microcosm.
Oh, the one that does all the spacey songs.
Yeah, I saw it on Musician's Friend for like 380, and they're normally like six. And I thought, well, I was already ordering a bass anyway, and they had a special running 48 months financing, zero interest, and I was like,
Oh, okay. All
that's
right.
less than it's like $8 a month because anything you buy gets it. I was like, it's $8 a month. If I don't like it, I can return it. I don't care for like pedals for sounds because I use the modeling amp so I can change stuff there. But the whole like ambient fill seemed fun just to play around with, do something different
Mm-hmm.
than practice or learn a song. And
Mm-hmm.
then it got here today and I opened it and it didn't come with a power supply.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, this is cool. So I called the lady I usually talk to, but she wasn't available. So it sent me to the next rep and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. It should have come with one. He's like, I have one at home and it came with it. I don't know. Here, let me just send you one. So they're sending me I think it's 9 volt. So
nice.
they threw it in for free. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool, actually. Um,
I think they're like 10,
so
$20.
yeah, I mean, you know, you're paying for it for 48 months, so whatevs. Um,
Oh, I mean the 10 or $20 for the power supply they're sending with no charge. So
yeah,
that was cool.
yeah. I mean, but in the it's a drop in the bucket. That's what 20
Oh
cents
yeah.
extra, but they're sending it to you for free, so that works. Let's see.
What do you think of Sire bases, Bully? They I
Sour base, good.
yeah.
Sour base, good. Stay
But boy,
tuned.
them controls, I tell you, they're just weird.
Hey, here's the thing.
Bunch of
I
knobs,
we know
and
the
there's too
thing
many.
now,
There's too
but
many
we
knobs.
you don't have to turn them. You can just
No,
turn it
you just
off.
have to pull one, and then you don't have to worry about the rest of them but volume.
Allegedly, allegedly, I don't know. It's not like I have one at all. So,
That's not true because you have like an M2 and an M5 and all sorts of stuff.
oh yeah, sour base, good. Sour base, good.
Count to 10, Bully. That's not how many sires he has. He doesn't. I don't think he has anything with a 10 yet. You don't have a V10, do you?
No, I don't. I don't have a
Let's say
V10 either.
Lob did the V10
V8.
video.
I think she did a V8 too,
Hmm,
if I'm
maybe
not
that's the one I'm
mistaken.
thinking of.
Yeah, just drop one as well.
You should have an F10 in the next week or two.
Really,
hmm
that's
Musician's
news to
friend
me.
has it. No, I told you before.
Nah, no, but they don't know it, so it's news to me in front of them.
No, I think I've said it on base hang.
Nope, you didn't.
Oh, okay, okay.
You
I mean,
did. You
I won't
did,
be
but I can.
gaslit. I'm HR. Sure, whatever you say sounds great. In the report, however, no, I said what I said.
Let's
It's like
see.
our 3-year-old keeps trying to gaslight us. We'll say something about you can't have that donut. That's not what you said. You just asked. I just answered. There has not been a different answer before. That's not what you said. It's like, okay, still no.
All right, so we got Sweden.
There we go.
Wait, how do I say it? Doncaster? I don't think that's right. Virginia Beach, Huntsville, North. Massachusetts, north of
Massachusetts,
Boston.
north of Boston.
Okay. Yep. All right. Greetings. Hey, Chris. What up, boy? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. And let's see.
Chris gonna
Adobe,
join
just say
us?
no. I listen. I had a good thing going with Adobe Premiere. Like I had it dialed in, no problems. Had my running theme. This is how I set my videos up. Blah 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 blah. Woo 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 woo. They said $450 for a year. I said when I got it, it was like 79 in 2020. What changed? Nothing.
Capitalism. It didn't change. It's just
Keep
stronger.
it. It's the same energy as like you live in an apartment, and every year they go up $100. But if you move out, go to an Airbnb, and then move back in, it then resets to the original price.
Yeah. I've
I
had
had a
people
friend.
who
I had a
I've had
friend that
people
did
who
that.
yeah, I've had, well, not that, but I've had people who have, like, I had a person who rented an apartment from me and they were like, "Hey, I got an option to buy a house from like a relative or something, so I'm going to be moving out." And I was like, "Cool, I understand." So they move out and it was like 2 months later they're like, "Yeah, so owning a house, it's this house isn't in perfect shape and there are other bills that I have to, because we just do inclusive, like $600, $700, you get everything." So
Really?
yeah,
Where do you stay?
Southern Illinois. The standard of living is not like, most of my people have
Yeah, I'm
pets.
over here
We
thinking because
charge,
I'm like I paid three bills, three stacks for this,
oh
and
no, we like, my the largest unit I have is 5 bed, 3 bath, has its own utility room. Now it is on the third floor, so it's like 44 steps to get up to the top. But I mean, but we charge 15 total. That's power,
that's
water,
crazy.
trash, internet,
That's crazy.
and that
Yeah, you
was
you
with,
helping people out. You the
yeah,
homie.
like literally, if we end up
You the
have
homie.
someone, we have it set up where all of the money coming in 11 months pays for 12 months worth of the bills. So that way, if each person in each apartment were to move out and we went 1 month without rent, we break even. And most of the time, when someone moves out, we'll end up having to go and clean and do all that. So it goes about a month or so. But no, I mean, and that's the thing I tell everybody. Like, we even put all the bills at the beginning of the year. I'll send it to everybody. Hey, here's a Google Docs link. If you want to go in and look at how much the building cost last year, you can see we don't profit, and I don't need to. People don't need to be ripped off to have a place to live. It's stupid.
I mean, good dude, man. Good dude. Sire, yes. Sire, anything Sire, they're pretty good.
I
Yes.
think BCC likes Sire. I'm
Yeah,
just
maybe.
getting a
Maybe.
hint.
I'm not that smart, but yeah. Frida also, I have to check these out. Anyone have the new Sire yet? Nope.
Love new Sire.
Uh can you
Those were announced
use
at NAM.
Photoshop Express? I don't know anything about that. Let's see. Greetings, Whiskey Wednesday. I think the second time. Shout out to the homies. Prop was good. Was goody. Uh, Definitely can drop in if you want to. I think I put the link in the chat. That's how
You did.
OB
That's how I
is
got
here.
here.
So,
No, I just know
so
the links as soon as I know them.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you. BCC volume tone. Basically like a jazz bass with one extra pickup. Individual blend 100% correct. Dope. Hell yeah. I be knowing stuff. Let's see. Hope everything is going well, bro. What's Hatton Olden? What's going down? Let's see. Why is the best bass note to play always a particular one for each chord played by other instruments, even if you wiggle it a bit? It's always the best note for each chord. I believe that's called a root note.
It's the root, but then you can also play the um, harmony, which would be the
Fifth.
minor. The well, I don't know. You're throwing numbers. I just know a little music theory of that you can play. If the song's in a minor key, you can play the major. If the song's in a major key, you can play the minor. So
Assuming that you're not talking about the seventh, you can do the ninth. Um,
you could do a
again,
number,
numbers,
whatever
numbers,
number, any number you
number.
want, really.
Yeah, if
Your
you
favorite.
pedal it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
get you
You
a
pedal it.
unicycle and you can play whatever you want, pedal the whole time.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here we go. Gonna
Let's
get the gold foil going.
let's get it going. I mean, I gotta choose. Matter of fact, I'll choose something more egregious than the gold foil. Hold on.
Hey,
It's gonna
at
pop.
12 more subscribers, and I can start doing my basics live stream, and then I can have you and people on there. Like I'm afraid for whenever Floof shows up and goes, okay, so today we're gonna go over, and then just start saying crap that I don't even understand what he's talking about, let alone what he's teaching. Hey, it's that bass that Lob loves the inlay so much.
Hmm. Yeah. It is that bass. Yeah. Here's the thing. Lob
What's
may
the
hate
thing?
it. Lob may hate it, but it sounds good. Like it does.
Sounds like a
I
bass to me.
Yeah. It does have a lot of knobs and a lot of stuff is happening
It's
there.
what? Is that three stack knobs?
Yeah, three stack knobs and a flat knob. Yeah. So basically, it's volume,
Does it go
blend.
into passive mode?
No.
Garbage. Get rid of it. I was going through my wall earlier and I had that BTB, I think it's an 865, something like that. Um, and I really liked it. Single cut. It was cool looking. And its action was so good. Like I can't slap to save my life, but I could if any of them were ones that I could slap on, it was that. But it had a switch and it was only a mid frequency switch. It was active all the time. I tried looking around. I even went on like Lob's Discord, like, hey, anybody got any ideas? And basically everyone was like, replace all the electronics or get over it. Those were my choices when I wanted passive. So it went away. It went to the music shop today.
It sounds good, man. I don't know. Anyway, um, I don't give it enough shine, and I think it's because Lob pooped on it. That's
Lob's
basically why
Lob's
I don't.
comment. Now that
Yeah.
you see the other thing in the inlay instead of what it's supposed to be.
This.
What's that one's name? Tell me that one's name is Wanker. That's right.
No, it's
Dang it.
not.
It should
It's
be.
not. This is my sergeant base. This is Sarge.
Oh. See,
Military grade.
I have one. I think I don't know how far out I am because every time I get something new, I end up recording a video. I think I have
Uh huh.
stuff backlogged through like October 18th right now, but
Okay.
I try to put like a joke in the names, and one of them that just came in is this
What is that?
Ibanez
That
BTB uh 605 MLM. So
that's pretty.
multi-scale BTB came with the gold hardware. So I ended up uh, getting the music shop nearby sold strings, and I decided, you know what? Rather than the black tape wounds I always get, I got a set of white gold labellas. I'd had some ordered that were supposed to come when the F10 came, but I guess they had shipped
Mm.
them before. So I got a hold of the lady who helped me order them, and she'd said, um, basically, it's been like 2, 3 months since it said they were delivered. So she's like, there's really nothing I can do at this point. Like 3 months later, you're like, hey, I didn't get these strings. I was like, fair enough. So I got these and put them on there. But anyway, the joke I made on the video, I think I put like Ibanez BTB 605, Michelle Pfeiffer the white gold. It's all white and gold, like in the song. I thought that was pretty great.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right.
It plays nice. The
I
multi
mean,
scale's
okay.
comfy. It's fun.
All right.
I
No,
also
I
like
mean,
in the video I point out I like how they like advertise it's got a 5-piece neck. Isn't that woo?
oh,
They list the woods. They're like it's like a whatever. I was like, uh-huh,
hmm,
sure. I'll take your word for it. You covered it in paint, but obviously that's what that is.
that's yeah, more than likely, yeah.
And then you, oh ye of little faith, about my wonderful AliExpress base that I ordered that you guys said I'd never see.
Oh, so how is it?
Now or when I got it?
I
Because those
mean,
are two different answers. When I got it, it was garbage. Like it
okay,
has a 0 fret, and I'm pretty sure they polished and leveled the 0 fret to the rest of the frets. Because as soon as you play, um, so that part sucked. I ended up very professionally fixing it. I doubt the camera will pick that up, but there is a. You can see how there's two pieces there.
yeah.
That's a finishing nail. Polished the ends of
Oh,
it off, put it on the back side of the 0 fret, and it added the perfect amount of height. So this has a -1 fret instead of a 0, but the tuners
okay.
that came on it were garbage. Like they were knockoff of a Geiger system, and the like barrel to turn to do the tuning is smaller than a dime. So you were like it was smaller than like a Crayola marker. Like it's narrow. So you were like holding the thing with a death grip to try to turn it enough, and it doesn't have any traction. It's like smooth. So it was awful to try to tune it. And I'd cut the headstock off of and made a Frankenstein headless out of a Schecter because all I had was spare parts. But the tuners I'd had on it were EHB tuners because I found a set of those. Well, they went on this, but the body was too tall for the Ibanez tuners because they recessed in the EHB bodies. So I just got my oscillating multi tool and chopped a chunk out of the body and then put the EHB tuners, and they work awesome. And once all that got put together, it works great. There's the only problem with it is that I'm pretty sure this base weighs like 12, 13 pounds. The body, I don't know what they made this body of. I'm about half guessing it's painted lead because it is a boat anchor. This thing weighs more than the single cut Ibanez I had. It's awful, but it is great. Like this inlay, totally not a ripoff of anybody, even though it's 100% a ripoff of a an Achilles base by a company called Overload out of Italy. Because the band that I guess plays their stuff most predominantly is a band named Ginger, and hence the inlay. So it's not bad though. It's super heavy, but hey, because the body weighs like 10 pounds and the neck weighs like two, it balances wonderful. The only funny part was adjusting the truss rod. Like, where would you think the truss rod would be adjusted, Bully?
It should be in the middle where that little divot is right there.
They made a
Shut up.
fake they made a fake
Shut
truss
up.
rod hole. There is nothing. It is just flat wood. They carved it to make it look like the original, like the one they ripped off. So they have a freaking divot cut in the body. I was getting ready to adjust the truss rod and I was like, okay. Oh, Oh no. I was like, oh God, don't tell me that they gave me like a cheap, shitty neck that has no truss rod
Oh,
adjustment. And
oh,
then I was like,
from
oh,
AliExpress. Oh,
but it has an adjustment. But the thing is, it is the whole length of an Allen wrench. Like I just had enough to get it in there, and then I had to get a hold of the short end and use that to turn it. So
oh, so it
the
goes all the
the
way
truss
through.
rod's like the adjustment's like here. It's like under the first fret. But once I got that figured out, like it's set up nice. And I thought these pickups were going to be garbage because when I first started playing, I had to crank the amp like 50% more than normal to hear it. And I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to. I have an extra set of passive EMGs for a 5 string that I could throw in it, but I don't have the like wiring stuff that it needs for the right ones. So I was like, I'm gonna have to put another $50 into a wiring kit so I can hear this. But once I actually got it set up, I realized the pickups were almost flat to the body. There was like a centimeter of space between the string and the pickup. So the foam underneath was as flat as it could be. So I took it out and then gave them like 2 millimeters. Now they're plenty loud. Like it doesn't sound bad. I mean, it sounds okay. That's because I was playing it. It might sound better if someone else played it, but it probably won't ever have that because I'm not bringing it to base house because it'd cost me an extra $50 just on the flight for the weight. But it'd be all right.
I like this bass. I need to. If I didn't have a different option for my gig tomorrow evening, then I would play this bass. But since I have a different option for my gig tomorrow evening, I'm not gonna play this bass. I'm gonna play the other option.
Let's say
Where
at first I didn't understand because I was like, you have like 20 options on hanging on your wall. Of course you have a different option, but now okay, I pick
no,
up
but
what you're putting
there's
down.
only but one option, and
I even knowing what I know that isn't true. You got plenty of options.
oh, there's only but one option.
You've got your Hamel bass. You've got Goldie. Got Mabel. You have all sorts of options.
I
I'm
was
just
told that
waiting to
my
see
fingers
when
look
you
like a
try to do a
spider.
gig with your Fodera when that one comes in. That's the name I'm sticking to it. Fodera.
Man, so I'm hoping to get my hands if Sire does not cooperate with me or want to work with me because I'm not I'm not a big channel. Like the steam behind me isn't really large. I'm just me by myself, you know. Um I'm just gonna purchase them. Like I would like to get like I'd like to buy a lot of them for a somewhat discounted price if I could, but if that doesn't happen, the Z7, that's got to happen. Like that video is gonna come out whenever I get the Z7 in. And when it does, it's it's possibly gonna be a, a, a video of videos. It's
Well, you'd said something about when I got you the F10 or something that you might use one to just do a bunch of like string reviews or something too, to be like same bass, same settings, compare between them.
Yeah.
So if you ever get your
So
Z7,
I do want to ask this. Whenever the Z7 does come in, do you want me to put in the tape wounds so that I can have like a review of the bass itself like it is, and then put the tape wounds on, and then I have my
that's fine.
first. Do you
Yeah,
want me to set the bass up when and if it does come in?
you do what you want.
Do you like a low action or higher action? In
I
theory.
I put mine as low as I can.
So basically, set it up like I want to set it up. Okay.
But there
Well,
should be.
how about the
I think when
Jackson?
it,
Does the Jackson feel like you would set it
I
up?
had to I had to redo it. Remember, because I switched it to the tapes, and the tapes have really low
Different
tension.
tension. Okay. Okay.
So I
So
think
I
the
might
total
have
tension
to.
on the 5 string. Actually, I can look it up. I have a package here, but I think the total tension on a 5 string with the Diodario is only like 200 pounds or something like that. 177 pounds for a 5 string set. So that's, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Hopefully, hopefully this is a little bit better. Um, I have
You
myself
definitely got
really
louder.
high. Huh?
I said you got louder.
Yeah, I did. I turned it up because they said I was about a
Yeah,
few dB low, but I do have I have my headphones cranked, so I'm not really sure exactly how loud I am and how much ambient noise is coming through. So I'm just gonna just kind of move like this and try to remember exactly what it is and stuff. Not really sure what the best thing is. So anyway,
Michael Kraus making me wish there was a Costco near me, saying GoPro 11's only $100 at Costco right now.
huh?
Michael Kraus, I would believe is how it's pronounced, put a comment. GoPro 11 is only $100 at Costco right now. Said I wish there was a Costco near me and I had a membership. I would be well worth.
Yeah. Hold on now. Okay. Hold up. I gotta get back into these comments. Let's see.
It's like
Screen
the
pickups, YouTube,
next
proper
two after that.
buddy, GoPro 11
Yeah,
is
that one.
$100 at Costco right now.
I tried pulling it up, but it says it's a member only item, so it won't give any info to me.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me. I could. If that's the case, I can. I got some friends that are. Oh shit.
Surprise.
That's a. If that's the case, I got some friends that actually have these. I'm a Sam's Club member, so if that's the case, I can slide the money to a homie and then like, hey, real
Absolutely.
quick, go
You
ahead and get this for your
you
boy, real quick.
you
They had
you
the
you
multiple
you
camera angles popping off.
you slide a few, and I'll slide some to you, and you can send me one of the damn things. Girl, for
You
hundred
know what I'm
bucks,
saying? Hey, you want
I
to keep it
will.
completely? Yeah.
I'll be upgraded.
Shit.
I mean,
That's a
the
substantial upgrade.
GoPro
Uh,
gang. I mean,
let's
over an
see.
iPhone 15 Pro, I don't know, but I'm sure it
I'm,
would be.
listen. That's two angles then. That's an upgrade
Oh
just in
God,
and of
no!
itself.
All the editing for the video is done on the phone, or if I need to on my iPad. There is no programming to it. It's iMovie. I'm not splicing in multiple feet. Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, this is how you
Not for
start.
the not for the tens of followers that I have is that happening yet. Like,
This is how you get hundreds of followers, though.
hey, if I hit hundreds, you know what? I'll add a second camera angle. The next time I upgrade, I'll have two iPhones recording so I can throw everything into iMovie. I can use my iPad. I can get a whole. I can
Listen,
get some
hey,
sort of
hey,
holder.
hey, we're joking and we're laughing, but I'm gonna hold you to that. The moment you get hundreds of followers,
There we go.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna say
That's
something
fine.
again. Once you hit
Hey,
200,
I can get a stand. I can get another tripod and a mount for my iPad and then I can have two different angles. Use the iPad for close up because the camera's not near as good as the phone. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I hit 200 plus. That's hundreds,
Mm-hmm.
dude. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I'm gonna hold you to that. Let's see.
Alternating octaves.
Country. There are some keys that get the bass way too high or way too low. How do I solve that? Do you think every key is possible to have an optimum bass width? Okay, Oscar.
Alternating octaves.
Yeah. So basically playing a one and then a one higher, one register higher. So let's see.
I'm used to the first and fifth bouncing back and forth, but I guess I've
Yeah, but like I think they're talking about.
alternating octave.
So let's say it's a 4-string bass. Oh, that is loud.
I don't know if I dropped out or okay.
So this is what you're talking about, going from the 1 to the 5.
Is frozen or I am gone. One of the two things.
I'm not. I don't think I'm frozen. Maybe I am.
No,
I'm
on
not
my
sure.
screen you were, and what I'm seeing on the stream looks like everything's.
Like right now, you're frozen. Yeah.
I see you moving now. Looks like the stream was having some unhealthiness.
I don't know that I've ever heard country go between the 1 and the. I don't know that I've ever heard that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I know, because
I've heard that.
everything. Yeah, everything at my church we'll do if we do like a more peppy song, then we'll do like the first and fifth bounce back and forth. But I've never, like I think I don't know if I should be out. I think on my channel one short video I did was talking about simply that, the first and fifth back and forth.
Anyway, I gotta practice because that's a very basic bass line, and I was struggling for a second.
Bully used to struggle. Bully hurt himself with recoil.
Bully doesn't like you. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here.
That's me. Okay.
Okay, so back to this question. When playing alternating octaves country, there are some keys that get the bass way too high or way too low. How do I solve that? Okay, how do you solve that? You stay within these first 5 frets. Move this out the way. These first 5 frets. If you get to the second dot on the top, this is your sweet spot. This is everything that is money to you as a bass player. Once you get up in here, now you trying to piss off the lead guitar player. But this is your money area right here. See where the second bombshell is, or whatever you want to call that situation. This is where the money is. You stay here, you're gonna be winning. So I would say that. Let's go back to the question. I think that was the second one. Do you think every key is possible to have an optimal bass width? Yeah. The optimal bass for most genres is a P bass. In every situation, it's just the ambiguous, low character bass. You got a 5-string one, you're going to be more able to just use that one bass, period. So I'll say that. Most characters, You can play most genres. You can play every song with a P bass, and it will still be acceptable because that's the one. It's the one. You can't go wrong with a P bass, and that's just not my opinion. That's generally every genre that you play. There's somebody that's playing a P bass normally, like Green Day. That's rock. Reggae, Bob Marley, P bass. Metal used to be P bass straight up on metal, and then they started doing like humbuckers or whatever, but it's in the P position type situation. So P bass can basically handle country, gospel, pop, every single genre that you can throw out. Polka, it's gonna be bluegrass. It's gonna handle all of them. The P bass. So just check it out. Mess with the tone knob. You'll find your legs. So there's that. Let's see.
BCC in the comment, I'm guessing you're asking about the AliExpress one, and I would say yes, because was it worth it? If you're asking about the AliExpress one, yeah, it costs like $400 to buy it. I put a bunch of this in the video that I made on it, but it doesn't come out until a month and a half from now, I think. But like for the parts, the time, the labor, all that's of course free to me. But I would say it's worth it. I mean, it's a headless, it's way too heavy. Like if I had a shop that I could use to take everything apart and put the body through like a planer to take off some of the thickness just to lessen the weight, it would be amazing. But like I said, I mean, it's on the heavy side, but
Okay.
Kings of Leon bass. Okay. They probably used a P pickup too.
Um, it's a Hard Luck Kings bass, and I bought it probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I bought it for $123. So y'all can say whatever the hell y'all want to say. But this is a deal for a bass, and then I just upgraded the electronics in it. Lobster threw in the Bartolini's, and then I threw in the Ardere preamp. The Ardere preamp itself cost me $100. The bass cost me $125, and then she had the freaking Bartolini's just chilling in the drawer. So
about to say, from my understanding, she just
altogether, this is a $500 bass, $500 five string. So this
like $100
seems like a win to me, huh?
That's like $100 a string. That's
Yeah,
a deal.
and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, cause then it's got my love on it. Like it feels good. So
What strings do you have on it, Bully? Are they foundations?
no, these are MJCs. I haven't changed these strings out in probably 3.5 years. 3.5, 4 years. So these are MJC. That company no longer exists, which is kind of why I keep them. So if I wasn't like, if MJC still existed, I wouldn't be with SIT because that was a perfect string company. Like they feel phenomenal, and I have like
Chris just
I have
popped
probably
in a comment,
like,
said he can get you more MJCs.
huh?
Chris Volpini, newest comment. I can get you more MJCs.
Message me.
Do they only make
If it's possible, message me, because that's really all I want to put on my. If I can only put that on Goldie, I'll most definitely, like if you got 5 string, even if you got 4 string, if you got 4 string, that's going on a close bass, and like I like how they feel, like they feel good.
Are they only round wounds?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's whatever. You've been
Chris
wait.
says he's been trying to get in.
Where? Hold up. All right, Chris. That's what you want to do, my boy. I got you. Hold up.
I think I can get it. I can send it in the other chat.
Yeah, if that's what you. Yeah, if you can. Oh, Snappy did say I'll jump in if you want. Hell yeah. Boom.
Check the chat, the other chat, Chris. I threw it in there.
Billy J, what's going on? Appreciate you dropping in, saying what's up. Shannon, hey, how you doing?
Base buds.
Everything is well. Appreciate
You're my
it.
base bud bully.
I am, it is what it is at this point.
Headless for reggae. Headless for everything, Sono. Heads only weigh you down. Just ask Ichabod Crane.
That's a deep cut.
That's what I should freaking do for Halloween. We're allowed to dress up at work as long as we wear what we have to identify who we are. But since I'm management, I don't have to wear like the vest. I could literally do like the whole clothes with the collar that comes up to the top of my head, just carry around a jack-o'-lantern everywhere. What are you doing? I'm the headless Walmart manager. Don't use my head for anything anyway. So
Yeah.
weight reduction.
Mm-hmm. You should be balanced for the most part. Let's see. Obi has all these fire bases, but doesn't like active tone. I think he's playing with us. No, he's not.
No, I play with the bass with the switch off so that I don't have to deal with batteries or an EQ.
Let's see. Harley Benton versus AliExpress. Harley Benton, no contest.
I mean, I'll agree. Like the only reason that I even found that AliExpress base was because I was looking for I didn't know Overload and the Achilles that they made and all that, and I'd seen a picture of it through some, I think it was on a Facebook page, and it was like, look at this cool base, and I Google image reverse searched it, and it was like, do you mean this? And it was the AliExpress listing for like $400. I was like, yes, if it's $400.
All right, so let's address this one right here. Either you guys ever used Labella Deep Talking Flats?
I don't think they're not the flats. The ones that I have on that. Let me see. I've got the box package here. The white one that I just had deep talking bass, but they're tape wounds. They're not the flats. So I've never. It's the only labellas I've ever used. I get into it in the video on that one. But the tapes by Diodario feel like almost like they're cloth. It's like a nylon cloth, whereas on that Ibanez, the labellas feel like it's almost like the whole string is coated in plastic. Like it's the difference between smooth cloth versus smooth plastic for the feel. They don't feel bad. I mean, it feels like I'm playing extra thick, heavy fishing line as opposed to playing a string wrapped in cloth. But I've never used their flats. The only flats I've used are the Diodario Chromes that everyone seems to love so much, and Ernie Ball. I don't remember what theirs were, but those are the only flats I've used. So I don't know about Bully.
So I'll say this. Let me do this. Chris, go on Instagram and check your messages. I gave you a link to where we are. You can drop in and say what's up. Yeah. I just checked the link. That's where we are. Special thanks to the 34 people that are in here. I appreciate y'all checking me out, hanging out, talking bass or whatever. Yeah. So I've been alluding to this, but I will go ahead and say it now. OB sent me the Z7 bass from Sire. I have it. I have thoughts. and we'll get into that very soon. I'll probably drop something. I gotta edit it, so I might drop it maybe Sunday morning. So y'all keep your eyes open for Sunday morning, and I'll drop that video. It's gonna be just an open air, won't be a DI, so you won't be able to hear exactly what it sounds like through the DI situation, but you'll catch it from my stadium stack. So, and my stadium stack's on 2, and it is monstrous. It does a thing. There are some little quirks about it, but to OB's pleasure, I guess, it does have a passive active switch. So if you don't want to use the preamp at all and you want to use just volume, blend, and tone, it does have that option. So I didn't know that it did because there's not like a specific switch. It's more of a push pull knob. So, do I want this bass? Yes. Yes, I do want this bass, and I want it in pink. I want it in mahogany. That's the one that's caught my eye. That's what I want. So, will I be buying your bass, OB? No.
It's okay. It's okay. Prop says he wants it.
Yeah. There's that. Volpini. How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I've seen you doing your thing on a Reverend. You joined Team Reverend?
I did. I did. I still have my Lakelands. Still love my Lakelands.
Yeah.
But
How was it going through seminary? You're not wearing the collar.
I'm off duty. I'm off duty.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You still have the black for the vow of poverty. So
Yeah.
You're just the vow of chastity stops after you clock out.
Always
Gotcha.
representing.
Yeah. It's a man of the cloth, as it were.
So, I'll tell you the big thing with Reverend. The big thing that honestly, I've always, Bully, I've always fanboyed Reverend and Lakeland. I've always said 2 companies that do it right, Reverend and Lakeland. What drew me to Reverend was when the inflation started and like companies that you're affiliated with that I don't want to jeopardize in any way started like doubling their prices.
It's always been a thing. It's not even gonna hurt me. I don't really even care.
Well, okay, so I'm not here to jeopardize anything. Like
I dig it and I appreciate that, but it's like always been an argument.
Fender cited and like a 7% inflation or whatever as a reason to like double their prices. So and
that's
really,
how math works.
Yeah, it really turned me off. And they
you got to add 7% for each component. 7 for the pickup and 7 for.
All right, let's not get out of hand now.
I'm not here to trash any companies, but companies took advantage of a situation.
The market, yes, they made moves in the market to hedge their bets.
I'm not here to trash any companies. I still I did get rid of all of my Fenders as a result of that because they did this preemptive layoff and it upset me and blah blah blah. But if you look, Reverend, their prices basically match inflation, and that really kind of changed my mind on a lot of things. And I decided that's the type of behavior that needs to be rewarded. And I mean, I've always liked the instruments. That's paramount. If you don't like the instruments, don't do it. You know. But I've always liked the instruments, and on top of that, they did not get on this train of like taking advantage of a situation. In my mind, I don't judge anybody based on what they buy or whatever, but that is something that I noticed. And as a result, I pursued a Reverend sponsorship, and I was able to we're the band that I play in. We're at a level that they decided this is worthwhile, and they have brought us on.
The whole band.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations, dude.
yeah, it was great. It was great. I sent an email and I said, look, like, we didn't technically match their criteria of. That's another thing I like about Reverend is they're very like upfront about everything. Like, if you go on their website, they say this is what we're looking for. If you want an endorsement, this is what we want. This is our criteria. And I was upfront. I was like, listen, like, we don't match this part of the criteria, but we're way ahead on this part of the criteria. So like maybe we can even this out. And they agreed. As you know, Bully at NAMM, Ken Haas is always like super cool.
He's really cool. Yeah.
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 That
was a good time at the booth. Yeah.
It's the type of company that I think the other thing about them is the way they promote their artists. And I'm at a level where I'm a regional touring artist at this point. We're not national, but I'm all over the East Coast. I mean, Bully, you see all of my social media. Like we're up and
it's
down.
It's cool. I haven't done that yet. So I'm a little bit envious of you playing stadiums.
No, you shouldn't be, dude. Like that's on you.
Like the idea is cool.
Player than I am. So
no, dude. No, you shut up. Now,
shut up.
Whatever. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Hey, both of you, self-deprecation's my thing. So both of you stop with this here. You're both great.
Sir.
You're not okay.
Anyway. I don't do comments.
It's a valid argument.
The only thing I have an ego about is out drinking Bully on every occasion.
Well, this will be
fun. I'll see you in LA.
I am excited for Bass House. I can be a designated judge.
It's gonna be.
Dude, every year I drop this dude. Every year I put him to bed. Every year.
Wait a minute.
Now with that, I expect that if Bully becomes unconscious,
time out. Who had to take care of you? No, shut up, OB. Who had to take care of you, Chris? Huh?
Nobody had to take care of me. What are you talking about?
He's hiding.
Who passed out in a live stream?
Number one, yes. Number two, you almost slipped into a pool and died.
I didn't die. I'm fine.
You didn't die because I was there.
I didn't die.
And
this doesn't count. I didn't die.
That honestly, I'm not going to go into it, but you know that doesn't count because other things were at play in that scenario.
What does that matter, bro?
It does matter. It does matter.
What does that matter, bro?
I was talking about drinking. It does matter. I was talking about drinking and other things happened during that.
Okay. So, okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Fine. Okay. You got me. Cool. Fine.
Always.
Fine. No. You got it. You win. That's cool. Now what? I saved your life because you were going to slip into a pool of nothingness.
Usually they have water, so that would have hurt more.
Dude, you were the best during that whole thing. I'm not even gonna.
I was the house dad. Let's not do this.
One of my fondest memories is you and I connect on a different level, and you automatically knew that I thought grilling the watermelon was bullshit. You were like, yeah, I'm gonna go grill this watermelon. You pointed at me, and I was like, dude, he gets it. Like, this is my guy, because I've been thinking that for a half hour. I've been thinking that for a half hour, and he totally. You pointed at me, and you're like. And that's exactly what I was thinking.
Go sit your stupid ass down.
Because grilling watermelon's stupid.
No. You're not about to waste my time and I'm about to look at this watermelon on the grill. Sit down.
It was so stupid. It was so stupid. I know.
Either
OB
way,
doesn't.
sorry.
Wasn't
So, OB,
there, but like it was.
OB,
it was. Me and Billy connected on another level.
2020
This is how
2025.
Base House is going to be. It's just going to be
2025. Yeah, 2025.
Dude, if we play Mario
Look at all
Kart, you're
these
gonna
drunk
hate me.
people everywhere.
You're gonna hate me. I'm
Oh,
horrible.
I don't hate anybody.
No,
so.
I'll test that. I'm telling you, Bully can tell you. I will. Whatever you think, you're the way you handle other people is. I will push that limit.
Yeah,
That's usually
okay.
my job. So
When I
we
get
might
the
be
medicine-
Well,
best
here,
friends.
no,
the
no,
medicine,
you
it'd be a
no,
different
stop,
animal.
OB,
Different
OB,
animal.
stop. And the messed up thing is, I started this. Like I set the
He
tone
did.
in
He
Nashville.
brought out the whatever the dragon whatever.
Yeah, I set the tone in Nashville.
I was
Like,
tame. I was tame, and then he said
and it was gonna
something.
be
I don't know what
it was gonna be
was.
professional, cool. So I walked down the hill, and everybody else stayed the same size, but Chris got small, and I was like, "You are hella short," and that's before I even said what's up. And he was like,
Right
oh,
then, I was like, all right.
oh. I set the tone for how our relationship is. And I don't regret anything. Because I wouldn't change anything. Because eventually you would be this way with me. I just started it out and you'd have to be
You
fake.
did. You
There was
hit
no
the
pleasantries.
fast forward button. You hit the fast
Yeah,
forward.
there's no pleasantries. Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
I just flashback.
I don't remember, honestly, on the MJC front, I don't remember your gauges, but I have stuff.
It don't even matter. I don't care. As long as I can get like 5
All
strings.
0.05.
Shut up. Don't listen to him. He's
No,
a golfer.
I got you. I have some stuff.
Anything
Just let me know
flat
what it's
wound or
gonna
tape
be.
wound?
I'll go ahead and send it to you.
No, I am the killer of the flat wound on MJC front because I didn't. This is the only time you'll ever see these three names together, but it was me, Chuck Rainey, and Rocco Prestia. And Chuck Rainey and Rocco Prestia both gave positive reviews, and I gave a negative review when we were beta testing. And Mike Connolly, who was one of our main owner on MJC, he is the MJC and MJC Ironworks, Michael J. Connolly.
Oh, it's okay.
And
Rest in peace.
he said, I think Chuck and Rocco are lying to me, or they're just giving me they're just being nice. He said, I know you don't do that. And because the reality of the situation is most string companies ghost build. You buy a set of Sadowski strings, they're actually Labella. Maybe I shouldn't say that here, but there it is.
We're not.
And a lot of strings are made by a company called Mapes. And a lot of those smaller brands, they're made by Mapes or Diodario.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's reality. And at the time, we didn't have, to make a flat wound string, it requires a type of grinder that we did not have. So we came up with our own string, and we hired Diodario to do the grind on it. And when we got them, I said, it sounds like a Diodario flat. I don't like Diodario flats, so I gave it a negative review, and that ended up stopping MJC's foray into the flat wound string. So what was decided was we were going to wait until we got the grinder, and we were going to make our own flat wounds. But unfortunately, Mike, we lost both of our owners before that happened, and Mike he got diagnosed with lung cancer, and we kind of knew with him, and he was grooming Ted to take over the company. And Ted unfortunately passed away at a barbecue on Memorial Day. He kind of dropped in front of his, you know, not to bring it down, but like it was unexpected,
Yeah.
and so we kind of lost him, and then 4 months later we lost Mike, and I had a plan to move forward, but um, Mike's ex-wife was power of attorney. She decided she didn't want to do it. She was in charge. It was her decision. She made it,
She
and we
dissolved
all
it.
have to accept it.
Yeah.
And I understand, knowing the inner workings of the company, I understand why she made the decisions she made. Um, I don't fault anybody. It was a difficult situation, and we had to. And she made the best call that she thought. And unfortunately, it resulted in the company being dissolved. Um, it sucks, but at the same point, that's how I got in with Bully and Low End Lobster. So I don't regret anything. It was still
Yeah.
a great thing. Um, I've it's funny because I've been watching for a minute, and when Bully said if if it wasn't for MJC falling through, he wouldn't be with SIT,
Yeah. That's
and
honest.
I'm kind of with that, um,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, SIT is
And
straight. They are
I got
very
Bully
good.
in with SIT, so
But I never would have ever tried them had I just did MJC because it was before
yeah.
them. I was
It,
doing
it,
Elixir and Dunlop Super Brights, which are
I
not
so
hand in
I
hand.
was super into Dunlop nickel wounds,
Yeah,
whatever, not the super brights, but whatever their nickel, the
but
black
I'm a sliper.
label.
I'm a
Yeah,
sliper.
you
So
are. Yeah, and I'm not. And you know, I'm way pickier on round wounds than I am on flat wounds. And to your point about, I know that OB was talking about tape wounds.
mhm.
So we're all with SIT now, and there's a reason I went with SIT, and the real reason is that when as Mike's health was failing, we were a small company. MJC was a very small company, and um, as Mike's health was failing, we had to go out and get Ghost built. And again, a lot of string companies do it. Mapes makes most of the specialized strings that you hear about. They're made by a company called Mapes. Um, and we reached out to we wanted to, our thing was, if we were going to do that, because Mike's health was failing, it wasn't an option for us to make our own strings anymore. Um, because he made them all, and you know, it's difficult to talk about, but there was a point where he couldn't get out of bed. I went up to Scranton to help him fill orders. I did that on a number of occasions because he just could not get out of bed, and it wasn't his fault. He's a 70-year-old guy with lung cancer, like, um, and so we ended up shopping for Ghost Builders, and he and I butted heads on this. My thing was, I live an hour from where SIT strings are made, and I was like, if there's an issue, I can go up there. It's super easy,
Mhm.
and I think a smaller company is going to put more into it than a Diodario. Well, he
Mhm.
went with Diodario for the first round, because they were cheaper, which I get. Um, and then we got the strings, and I was like, they feel like Diodario. Like they don't feel like us. They feel like Diodario. So I said, look, my dime. Let's do a shipment with SIT. And we did an SIT order, and they felt like us. And I, to this day, I think that Diodario got the quarter wrap ratio wrong, and that's why it didn't feel right. Um, but that's super nerdy. It doesn't matter. Um,
I would kind of does as far as feeling
Yeah, so like quarter rap ratio,
how something
how many
feels
raps?
make you play a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So it does matter, and it is nerdy
Well, they
because
felt
some
more
people
coarse.
don't think about it like
They
that.
felt more coarse to me,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
which tells me that
That's
the quarter
a
rap
good way to
ratio
put
was
it.
off. Yeah,
That's a good way to put it. So I'm interested in playing the tape rounds.
yeah.
Obi, I'm interested in playing them because I've never played tape rounds, and I've only had labellas, and now the SIT power flats.
Honestly, you know what my favorite tape wounds are? Diodario. I I don't know why, but that's
Like
the
I
only
said
thing.
earlier, they feel like the soft cloth as opposed to like a
Not
thick
the
piece
ones
of
I got.
plastic.
Not the ones I use. I just use the regular like blue label, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I am
ETV
not.
92.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not
Y'all
a
got different
Diodario.
descriptions of the same thing. Okay, cool.
I'm not a Diodario guy, at all. But I like their tape wounds.
Okay,
Um,
how do they feel as opposed to Neons? Because that's the only one that I've ever played from
Neon.
Diodario.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever played Neon.
So like these are Diodario Neons.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever played those.
Diodario makes
Um,
them?
I think
I know
so.
DR was big
Or
on
maybe
those colored.
maybe they're DR Neons. Maybe they're
I
DR.
think, yeah, they're not Diodario. Not that I work for them,
That
but
might be DR.
I buy them all the, yeah, I think they're DR.
Anyway,
Diodario doesn't have a chrome string.
So
They don't even make
DR,
different colors of the tape
DR,
wound.
as far as round wounds go, I love DR. They just don't last as long as the SITs.
true.
The SIT fusion, and I actually, so I was doing the foundation because of Low End Lobster. I was using the foundations, and they were like, "Ah, so they're fine." But you put out a video about the fusion wounds,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, I'll try those," and I like those a lot better.
Yeah.
Uh, I did the
Yeah.
50 to 105 fusion
Okay.
wounds.
50.
Um, I do, yeah.
50.
I like
Okay.
I like the extra meat on the G. The G is
That's
really
what
the
the
only
tapes
difference.
are too. The 4-string
Okay.
tapes are 50
Yeah,
to 105 on
yeah.
Diodario.
Okay.
But honestly, this for my act, I'm in a soul band, um, so it's not a lot of slap. It's not a lot of it's a lot of like flat wound sound,
Yeah. A
and
bunch of ghost
I've really
notes
bit
and
off on the
feel.
SIT flats. Um,
Okay. So let me time you out real quick.
yeah.
Reverend, what bass do they got you? What bass are you rocking right now
So
from Reverend?
it depends, but the overall, I'm into the Mercalli, and I messaged you about the Mercalli because
The five
when
or four?
I played it with round wounds, either
Is it
or.
the five or the four?
When I played it with round wounds, I think the bass I'm talking about now was specifically the 5. So
Mm-hmm.
when I played, I got the Mercalli 5 string, and it had the SIT power wounds on it from the
Oh.
factory.
Okay.
And when I played it, I I mean, it's hard to translate on a live stream in front of people, but you and I know each other.
Yeah.
When I played it, it made me think of that house in Hacienda Heights, and I said, "This is a bully bass," and I actually messaged you about that. I said, dude, Reverend Mercalli, you should try it. I think you would like it. And
So so I do have to I gotta insert here because you said that I had that video and I was at the Reverend booth and I played that red Mercalli that was there.
the flame maple top thing.
No, it was just red and black. It's
Oh,
one of my videos. So it
okay.
was at the NAMM show. Like I wasn't allowed to be loud. I had to steal a guitar cable from the lead guitar people so that I could do it. I had to steal cables, and then I sat down, and I have nothing negative to say about the bass, but also I didn't really get to like sit down
It's hard at NAMM.
and like
Honestly,
get
with
with
all
it.
the background noise, it's
Yeah,
difficult at
but
NAMM.
I do have the video of me playing it. I liked it, especially because it's a how do I describe this? It's like a P90 pickup, but it's like split coil.
It's like a music band pickup, but it's
Yeah,
still,
yeah. And then like I had the ability to put my thumb in and dig, and it wasn't like an
So
open space between the
the
P
reason the
pickup to
reason
the
the reason I
last one.
thought of you specifically with that bass, um, number one, it's a 5 string. That's typically what you roll with.
Mm-hmm.
And with the round wounds on it, like I have a Mercalli 5, but it has flat. It has the SIT flats. Um,
Oh,
because that's
okay.
better for me.
Yeah.
But when it's very like so. One of my core memories with you is at that house at Hacienda Heights when you were teaching us all double thump. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So and more specifically, when I was telling you why I couldn't do it, and then I started doing it. but
It's like, dude,
so
my
OB,
thumb
it
it
was a
doesn't
fake
go
like
like that.
I
Are
was
you serious?
literally like talking about why I couldn't do double thump,
And then
and I
you
was
started doing it.
going.
It's like, my thumb, dude, it doesn't
I was
it
like,
doesn't
my thumb doesn't do that, and then I'm doing it as I'm talking about how I can't do it. So yeah, but anyway, so what I noticed, you were playing like a, I think it was a Sire jazz.
Yeah,
bass.
it was Lobs. That was Lobs
Yeah,
bass.
the white and black,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Okay.
But you were playing, and you were showing who was the. He was kind of.
Oh, the dudes from 60 Cycle
Yeah,
Home.
yeah.
Steve.
And you were like showing him how to
How
double
to
thump.
slap. Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching you teach him. I was like, man, how is he so thick on a jazz bass? Like it was like, his right hand is doing something that my right hand doesn't do. And and when I played the Mercalli, it sounded like you.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, oh, and I was like, okay, so when I play this bass, I can do that. For whatever reason, I can't do it with a regular jazz bass, but I can do it with this Mercalli,
Okay.
and that's when I was like, hey, like, I wonder what he would sound like on this thing. That's when I was like, hey, like, you should try this out. You should just see, just if you can get your hands on one, just see
Yeah.
if you like it.
I'll go search out. I'll search it out. Or put me in the crosshairs if you can.
Oh, who are you talking to right now?
Yeah, put me in the crosshairs, let me chop it up with him.
I got you.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I can make anything happen. I'm fucking.
Anyway, so OB NAMM 2025.
You're gonna
This is
learn
gonna
some
be a
shit.
thing.
You're gonna learn some shit, OB.
I might do slightly better than okay afterwards.
Yeah, you might be.
You might.
The
You might.
okayest may elevate.
Yeah, we might not be friends afterwards, but it'll be all right.
All right. So here's my
See,
plan.
I like
what I plan to
open
do is
statement of challenge, while like my entire job is to deal with all the difficult people. So I just have to go into work
man.
mode.
Like, here's the thing.
he's not
I like
difficult.
how
All you
bullies
gotta
already
do.
laugh. I like how bullies. Here's the thing.
I just got to make sure he doesn't fall in a pool. That's what I'm
Yeah,
understanding.
there should be no water around.
Yeah, it's next level. It's next.
Make sure that the base house does not have a
If we
pool,
play
and we
Mario
should be
Kart
okay.
after a fun night, we're not gonna be friends, man. That's okay. That's okay,
All right. So
Okay, I'll bring
what?
Monopoly so we can ensure we won't be
dude.
friends.
I'm
That's
telling you right
What?
now, you don't
Nah,
want
man.
Monopoly. You don't want
Nah,
Monopoly.
man. I will leave. I'll leave. I'll go outside. I'm not gonna
I've
do
had
that.
people flip the table.
bring
I've
Uno,
had people flip the table.
friendship ender.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not doing
let's
that.
defend
That's
over Monopoly.
no. Okay, so what's gonna end up happening is I'm gonna end up packing up my base and probably an electric kit, so we don't
How
have to
many?
buy one.
I don't know.
And
I thought Lobster's plan was pretty. I mean, we
I
exploited
mean,
it.
it's solid. I just don't know how many times we can do that. It wasn't
100
bad. It was fun.
So
The 100% down payment.
no, we just
No,
returned
we
it.
bought the whole thing. We just
Yeah, we
returned it.
returned it.
No, that's what I mean. It's 100% down payment on a rental. I'm gonna give you the full value, and then when I return it, I get the full value.
I mean,
If you're
I mean,
gonna
you're
do it,
not
ask
wrong.
for like the
You're
floor
not wrong.
display.
I do feel
everybody made
bad,
money
though.
off of it. You know.
Yeah, I mean we put it together, so they just put it on the floor. So
Just ask them for a floor display they already have. Be like, hey, I want to buy that one.
I'm pretty
Throw-
sure I'll bring a Reverend. It might be like a Sentinel, like a short scale P base thing, like a Mustang or whatever.
I'm of course I'm bringing the close. Speaking of which, we only got 17 people in here right now. Close is coming out with 5 and 6 string bases.
I mean, here's the thing about Close. I see all the emails, and I did a down payment on a Fender replacement neck 2 years ago, and I still don't have the neck.
Mhm.
I would love a
Mhm.
Close 6 string,
Oh
but
man.
it's like, are they actually coming out with it?
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I
think it's a great company. I think they make really cool stuff. I just like
the fact that they're in
what's the
Utah.
It's kind of like a what's the holdup thing. Like what is going on? Like
The Fender replacement neck. I had one on order, and after not near as long as you've had, but after a while, I was like, hey, so when I ordered this, y'all were like, oh, it should be in just a few months, and we should
Yeah.
be ready.
And that was a year and a
and then
half.
it was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
waited like 6. I was like, hey, and I'd even told him, I was like, if you want, I will send you the neck from a Meteora, because I wanted
you
their
can make
carbon
it.
neck. I wanted their carbon neck to go on the Silver Burst Meteora like you have, because
yeah.
I thought that would be cool. So I was like, I want it. Like, what do I got to do? Like, I will pay it full price. I will send you a Meteora neck. I will just take it off, send it to you. You just make sure it fits right, and you're good. And they were like, no, we don't need it. Like, we know the measurements on the Fender necks. We're good. I was like, okay.
So,
4 or 6 months later, it was like, yeah, just cancel that. Send my money back, because when you tell me 2 or
I'm
so,
getting close
and
to
it's
that. I'm getting close to. Honestly, I
This-
forgot about it for a while. Otherwise, I would probably be there by now. But I sent them. an
This is the
email.
project base that I haven't touched yet. I bought a Ardare preamp. It's
Yeah.
bought. It's in my closet in the wrap. Still waiting on it. The pick guard. That's gonna be carbon fiber as well. This is gonna be carbon fiber as well. That's gonna be a sexy situation.
Yeah, I
Green
have
with
a
carbon
gold-
fiber. That's crazy.
I got this beautiful MJT body. That's I'm not gonna go. It's in the basement. I'm not gonna go downstairs and get it. But it's a beautiful like relic gold finish, jazz bass body,
Mhm.
and forever I've been like I'm gonna get this close, and I'm still waiting. Still waiting on the close neck. I'm actually playing an outdoor gig this Friday, and I was actually thinking like, man, I wish I had that. This is gonna be cold, and I was
Mhm.
like, I wish
I didn't have to
I had
expose
the
wood
close
to
neck.
those
Wish I had the
temperatures.
graphite neck. but eh, you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand what's taking so long. But I do want their six string when it
Yeah.
comes out.
Hmm.
But again, it's like, when's it coming out? Like,
I get it.
My
The six
my
string I
concern
am
would
most
also be
definitely
on
interested in.
price. I mean, their stuff is, even for their basic stuff, is not cheap.
That's
well, it
true,
is cheap for a
but
carbon fiber. If you
it's a
compare it to
Well,
boutique.
other
This is a
carbon fiber
boutique
manufacturers,
base,
yeah.
so
if you
it's a
compare it to
boutique
other,
base.
I will say their prices are legit. Like,
That's not bad.
if you're comparing it to other carbon fiber companies like Zon and Gould and everything, like
Modulus.
well, Modulus is like a company, but it's not at this point. Um, but if you're comparing it to other carbon fiber neck companies, they're the best price. Um, and I would love a six string. That and I love that they're advertising it now, but it's like, when can I buy one? Like,
And what's the price
that's
point going to be? Because I'm
I think it'll
figuring the
only be a
price
hundred
point is
dollars
probably going
more
to be
than
like,
five string. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna go crazy. I think what's their four string now? Like,
14 and 17, depending on if it's a pro or
so I think the
Hmm.
six string will be $200 more than that. Honestly,
think so.
I think the
So you're
five string is
thinking
$100 more.
the
I think the six string will be $200 more. They've never showed me that they're greedy
yeah,
about.
that's
Um,
true. I'll give you that. So at the top, at the ceiling, $2,000 at the ceiling
well, for
with all the
the
extra because
without the fluid pickup and all that
they're
shit.
doing different wood finishes now. It's
Yeah,
not just painted over body. Now you got transparent
yeah.
blues and blacks and gold whatever burst situations.
I, I
So
I I think Close is a great company, but I think they need to um, release some stuff. I think
yeah,
that like only having a four string bass is wild. That's a wild idea. Um,
it's
and
solid
Well,
though.
they have acoustic guitars too, so
I
I
mean
mean,
that's
yeah,
why they got
and
into
guitar
it.
and historically guitars sell better than bass.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that once they broaden their catalog, I think that they are going to be a contender, because nobody has the portability that they have,
yeah,
and
they got that right. They got
yeah,
that together.
they got that part right, and they are the cheapest carbon fiber neck company,
Hmm.
um, at this point, and yeah, I think that they have a really good idea. I just want some better execution out of it. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how it. You know they're gonna get it together before NAM because they want to show up in full force.
they're at least gonna
So
have something to view at
show they're gonna
NAMM.
have something to show,
Yeah,
and then whenever
um,
we pull up to them, they'll have something there, and
yeah.
then we can make
I
ideas
don't
from
think they would
there.
have made the announcement about the five and the six string without having at least a prototype that they can bring to NAMM that
Yeah,
people can play and everything.
yeah,
And maybe we can score one. Um,
possibly, or really, I want the content to just be able to put eyes on it. If I can play it and I can get the whole freak slap
that's a
mode
good thing. Like,
situation going.
and like, what are you most excited for NAM?
I want to go to Cyrus booth because they're gonna have one.
Yeah, I
They're
saw
gonna
that.
have one. I want to
Yeah,
go to Cyrus booth and I want to take the time to sit with each bass for at least 3 to 4 minutes and just do my thing with it. However they have it set up, pull it out, talk about it a little bit, and just go to town. That's really all I want to do, and I don't want anybody to like mess with me or talk to me, but
yeah,
like at least 5 or 6 videos that I can just like sit down with each bass, boom, 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 and
I'll
just
be your
keep
cameraman,
running.
buddy. I'll be your cameraman.
Hey
Dang
man,
it.
listen, if
I
you're
was
gonna be
about
my
to say the
Huckleberry,
same thing.
if you're gonna be my Huckleberry, be my Huckleberry. I appreciate it. I can do a thing where I sync all
Whatever
the
you want.
cameras up.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Yeah, it's
We'll
that's
each do it. You can
that's
get
gonna be
multiple cameras.
it's gonna be a move, and I'm interested in knowing what all they got going, especially after I do this video of a possible situation. I want to show.
Just show it.
Talking too much.
Just
Talking
show
too
it.
much.
Okay, here we go.
Just show it.
How many?
There's
people
only
here?
11 people
12?
it shows in there right
12,
now. They
11 people in
deserve
there
it.
right
They've
now?
been here.
All right, cool.
Got the Bucky's pants.
That's the
Yes,
sire, right?
sir.
That's the sire, right?
Z7.
Yes,
that
sir.
headstock.
So that's Lakeland.
Yes,
Show the
sir.
headstock.
It looks the same.
Now, have you looked at the pictures that Sweetwater has of it? Because the pictures they have right now, the neck on the one they have is almost black. Like the roast on that, it was roasted twice. The headstock looks black on the picture on Sweetwater right now for one of the ones they had come in.
Well, the front is darker than the back is. I'll say
No, I mean if you look on
that. No, right?
Sweetwater,
No, like look at this. This is darker
yeah.
than the back is, but it's not
Yeah.
black.
No, like their picture, you look at it pulled back, the headstock matches that pit guard.
Yeah,
Black.
yeah. It is dark. Like Sire's, it's not a big deal to me, personally, but yeah, like Sire, a lot of their necks are like super dark, roasted, but I think
Well,
the
it was
roasted
just-
necks. I don't
it
know
was
if the
just
roasted
weird
necks are any
'cause they're-
more stable or anything like that. I don't like all the advertising horse shit. But I like the way they look and I like the way they feel better. So that's enough
It's
for
a
me.
pretty neck.
Yeah, all the bases that I've had with roasted necks, like even the non-roasted necks from that same company, held a setup very well. So I don't have a lot of like comparison. I don't give a shit really. I like the way they look. I like the way they feel, and that's enough for me.
That knob
enjoy the roasted neck.
configuration, though, it's just so weird.
Really? Does it
It's
Stack,
Lakeland.
not
It's-
stack,
it's
not
Lakeland.
stack,
It's their
stack.
version. Nah, it's their version of a Lakeland. When you really dissect it, they made a Lakeland. They made a Lakeland way cheaper. So
also?
And then they make the
It's
faux derivative.
contoured. It's contoured into the neck pocket.
The Lakeland's like that too.
I mean, is it $800, bro?
No, it's
Is
not.
a Lakeland
that's-
Lakeland $800?
No,
They
I
quit
said-
fighting.
Okay. I already said that. I said they made it Lakeland. They made it way cheaper. But it also doesn't have like the plaque. It doesn't have the plaque's a big deal. It doesn't have their preamp. It doesn't have their electronics. It doesn't have the USA assembly. It doesn't have you pay extra for extra stuff with Lakeland. That's one of the reasons I like them. Does that mean the Sire is bad? No. Do you like it?
It's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
man.
you're discerning. You're a
the
discerning individual.
video is gonna come out soon. Like it may come out sooner than later. Now that I've
You're
already
a
dropped the
discerning
beans on
individual, so like I trust your opinion.
it. Yeah, it's
But
hey.
there are things about the Lakeland that I think warrant the price hike. Does it necessarily should it be as much more as it is? No. They do the Plek, that's a big deal. The Plek is a big deal. The electronics is a big deal. Everything else is kind of like, and do I think in terms of bang for the buck, it's better than the Sire? No. I don't. I honestly, I don't know how Sire does it in a lot of ways.
It's by volume.
Yeah, it is.
They're gonna
Uh,
sell so many more.
in
They're gonna
terms
make their
in terms
bread.
of like uh, bang for the buck or whatever you want to call it, Sire is tough. Is really tough to beat, and that's the thing is so and. I think Reverend is a great bang for the buck company, and that's
I do not disagree with you.
well.
I
The thing about
agree that
Reverend is
it
they do
is.
something different. Um,
So hold up.
their stuff is
I'm
all
actually
different.
interested. I'm actually interested in the bass that you play, the Mercalli.
The Mercalli, yeah,
Mercalli 5.
yeah,
Real.
It's 1100,
yeah.
1200
But
or
then,
so.
no, who else is making a bass like? So the closest thing I can compare that to is like a Music Man Saber, if you remember those.
Yeah.
Um, and it's this weird. The Mercalli is this weird mid ground between a Fender sound and a Gibson sound. Um,
Yeah, which
that I
is
don't
why
think
it
really
fits so
any other
good in the
company.
pocket. It
Yeah,
fits so good in the pocket because of that.
and that's the thing about all the Reverend basses is where they shine is in a mix. If you're sitting in your room playing them,
It's
honestly, they sound
regular.
a little weird. They sound
Yeah,
super
it's a
MIDI. They
regular
sound super mid
situation.
rangey.
Nothing special.
They
But
well,
sitting
it's
in the
not.
mix.
It's very like it's very mid rangey. But when you get in a mix, it cuts better than just about anything I've ever played.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this out here, and I'm gonna share this screen. If I was to get one, this is the one that I would get. This would be the colorway I would get.
Okay. So they
This,
don't do that anymore.
I
So
get it.
yeah, it's tough to find. Um, the one I have is a. I'll grab it. It's a the Periwinkle.
About to grab
This
this
is
one.
the 5 string that I have.
Is this the one?
Yep, that's it.
I was like, is this the one? Because that would be my number two. And it's string through body. Yeah,
They all are. Yeah.
yeah. Let me
So
move this out the way.
and this is the thing is like you got the roasted neck, you got the string through whatever if that's your thing, and uh, ethically made, not made by you know. Uh, let's call it what it is. There's some guitars that are not made ethically. They're made by in a sweatshop type thing, and this is not. This is one of the things I like about them is how upfront they are with their manufacturing practices. They do everything through Mer Music, who also makes like Duesenberg and Italia and a lot of these brands that you've heard of, and it's they're good instruments for a good price. It's like it's a working man's bass, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
I can dig
and
it.
that's what I like about it is like I tour regionally or whatever, and if something happens to this, it's not a huge deal to get another one. It's not, you know, it'll suck. I won't like it, but I'll be all right overall. So I think that when you're when you're doing it for real and you're touring and I think part of your gear should be trying to find stuff that's easily replaced,
Mm-hmm.
and Reverend is easily replaced. Um, but it's very good. They're unique without being weird. No one else is really doing what they're doing at their price point. But yeah, that's my sales pitch. Um, I think that
I like the bass, and I'd love to actually like sit down with it and
yeah,
demo it for real.
the
So
Mer- the Mercalli. So I have them all at this point. collector mentality or whatever.
Yeah.
The Mercalli is the one I think you would like.
Think so?
Uh,
Okay. Um.
Either the Mercalli or the Triad, but the Triad doesn't come in a 5 string, so
Nah, man. It's for what it is. Like I love the sound of a P bass, and it's a
yeah,
reverse P.
it
I
is.
love the
Yeah,
sound of a P bass, and I love the sound of a Music Man bass, and it's
it's
both of
it's
them,
very
which
so.
is
If you solo that precision pickup, I don't know if it's technically in the exact spot that a P bass pickup would be. It gets you there.
yeah.
Um,
Like I don't really care about the traditional thing. It's
yeah.
about where my hand goes. It's about where my hand goes. So
See, that's
I can
that.
play anything anywhere. That's
Yeah,
fine. If I have a ramp, I can make anything sound okay. But like I played it and my hand naturally went over specifically the back screw of the P pickup. Like it just
yeah.
naturally fell there.
Well, and
And I was
that's how
playing
you
it
know
with
that
it.
you're one of the real ones. And we had this talk about cars too. Like you said the line about driving a slow car fast, and I was like, he gets it. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you get it with the bass too. Like,
Yeah.
and it's it's all just frequencies when you dial it when you really boil it down, and you can get most basses to sound like most basses. There are certain things that are, yeah, if you want that sound, you got to get that
You can
thing.
just you can model
Yeah,
it to be
but like
whatever. Yeah.
it's all about the relation of where your hand is to the pickup versus like
Hmm.
where you have the tone knob. But like I can get a Reverend Mercalli to sound like a P bass.
Yeah.
It
You just
takes
gotta play closer to the
it
fretboard.
takes more work than it does
Yeah.
with a P bass because a P
It's a little
bass
bit weird.
naturally sounds like a P bass.
Yeah.
But like an Ibanez sound gear or whatever, I can make that sound like a P bass. Um, the same way that it,
Yeah.
I should backtrack. I can make it sound the same way as when I play P bass. Um, I can
I
EQ it.
know exactly what you mean.
It takes a little
Shut
bit.
up, Ob.
No, no, no. Like playing he likes the EHB. So
Yeah.
I've played a few HBs over the years. I can make an EHB sound like the same way that it sounds when I play a P bass. That's not a
Okay.
universal truth, but it is a truth. Like
Okay.
I can make it happen.
Okay.
So by and large, if I can make it happen, so can someone else.
Yeah.
Um,
In theory. Yeah.
yeah, it just takes a little more work.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes a little more work, a little more knob turning than, if I
And
want to sound like a P bass, then the easiest way to do it is to buy a P bass. But I can make an Ibanez sound gear sound the same way to me.
yeah. So
It
somebody
just
told
takes
me
a little more
this.
work.
Somebody told me this and I laughed at it. They were like, dude, you can take some strings on a shovel and make that shit sound
Yeah,
good. And I was like,
I think I'm the one that told you that, honestly.
maybe, maybe, maybe. I
'Cause,
was sitting there, I was
you,
thinking,
you
I was
do
like,
sound good on every bass that you play. You do sound good. You put up that video recently of you playing an offbeat
yeah,
uh, five
yeah,
string
the
is
purple one, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
And it was, I had it
I
on
was
the
like,
back
holy shit,
pickup.
that tone like that
Yeah, it was on the back
that's like
pickup
it was
exclusively.
like a Gibson-y. You were on the bridge pickup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It was like Gibson-y, but it was still really good. Like it was like it was a good tone for what the song you were playing.
yeah. It was a
And I was like,
progression.
man,
It was the decision.
he actually like matches his tone to the song, and that's the difference between a pro and an amateur. Um, and I do that with my act, Air
Yeah, it needs to feel different
Zones.
for every song that you
There's
playing.
certain songs that I do the Docko thing. There's certain songs I do the Donald Duck Dunn thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you,
Sometimes
you you
tone is
match your tone to the
necessary.
song. as much.
Yeah, sometimes tone is necessary, sometimes tone
Yeah,
is not.
I
And
agree.
then, you know, shit. So I think I'm gonna end up doing a video with my most hated basses. This is gonna be one of them.
I know that one.
So dig it. This got plecked. When Lobster
Oh,
sent
it
this
got a
back
lot
to
of
me,
things. It got a lot of things. Yeah.
yes. So what I'm gonna end
Mainly
up doing
fixed.
is basically. I'm gonna send this through the ringer and like play different genres of songs.
Oh
So
yeah,
this
cool.
bass itself
Yeah.
can be used for whatever. Like just because this
How
got a
bad?
bad
How
rap, don't
bad
mean
is
it's a bad
the
bass.
60 cycle on it?
Huh?
Is the 60 cycle really bad on it?
No.
Like the single coil hum?
Mm-mm. Nope.
That was the
Not even
thing with
really.
those.
Especially if the tone is off. Especially if the tone is off, you
Oh
don't
yeah, for
notice
sure.
it.
Yeah, that was the thing with those. I never understood. Is like why? Like if you look at the guitars from that line, a lot of two pickup guitars. It's like why didn't they do that with the bass?
That's a good question, and I have no answer for it. But I will
I think,
go ahead.
yeah, I think Fender kind of dropped the ball on that. I think they had a good idea, but a terrible execution. Yeah, it sounds great. What strings are on that?
Have a good night, Carolina.
I think these are SIT power wounds.
Yeah, that might sound like
Tones all the way off.
Okay.
Now the tone's all the way on.
So you're on the East Coast, Chris?
Yeah.
So it's what, midnight?
11.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's a good segue, sir. And I will go ahead and abide by that. You gave me ideas to just do cover songs and just chalk up a video to demonetization. It's like, you know what? I can't win. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. But this bass is not bad. And it's still brand new because I haven't it still has the freaking
Like I said, I think it was a great idea. Their execution was off. Is my thing with
rushed
that
it
Gold
through.
Foil series.
They rushed it through, but the fact that Lob came out with a double gold foil freaking Harley Benton is crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's what I love about being a part of that channel.
She was like, you know what? How much did this cost? $1,000. Let me build this motherfucker better.
I love the consumer advocate side of that channel. It's like she is so, like she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, she buying all the motherfuckers, so it really don't matter.
Especially when you realize how many companies like endorse her too. Like we got this bass for free from our friends at Sire. Let me tell you some of the things that suck about this bass, and if they don't like it, well, they should be listening.
And they fix it. And they fix it.
Yeah, like the V8 of let me remember all these things I complained about and the other ones, they fixed them. So this one is the Lobster version that they just mass produced because
and I was like, what the
fuck? With her like I do a lot of the brand outreach for that channel. I had nothing to do with Sire. That was all her. But she that's the best thing is like she does not like they'll send her shit and they'll
expect some bullshit back.
Yeah, she's just like, well, hopefully well, like I have this conversation with her all the time. It's like, well, we both hope it's good, you know, because if it's not, she's gonna
If it's
fucking
not,
call it
then
out.
you have a thing.
Yeah, like she's like we're both like, man, I hope it's good, and we
Oh,
get it.
listen,
And,
this is what's crazy. The gold foil situation, because I bend strings so much, I didn't notice.
I remember that video. Yeah, I remember
Like
that
I
video.
didn't like
Yeah,
I bend all my strings, so I didn't get any noticeable loss in
yeah.
sound. And
The best
then
thing about that, best
she
thing
just
about that particularly, is I'm friends with the bass guy at the biggest Fender dealer in Pittsburgh, and he was like, I was worried after we released that video because I went in for something. I was just there, and he was like, well, I guess we're not going to sell them now because you're at the time your boy, not a boy anymore, but your boy uh
live.
crapped on it, and I was like, I you know I you
What you
know
gonna
I'm
do?
you know me,
sorry.
like you ain't gonna say shit about my friends to me, and I was like, well, if it didn't suck, we wouldn't give it a bad review, basically, and he was like, oh no no no, like you guys were absolutely right. He goes, after I saw the video, I went and played it, and he's like, the volume on the E string was noticeably lower than the other strings because they use the same pickup as they did on the guitar, and that's what Leah was talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't know
lobster,
that.
lobster, Leah, whatever. That's what she was talking about was the volume difference,
Yeah.
and the guy at Empire was like, "You guys are absolutely right. It is what it is. They're not consistent." Um, and I dropped a whole lot of names I shouldn't have dropped, but uh, that's what happened. Um,
I mean, if it wasn't true, then you wouldn't have to care about dropping names, right? So
yeah,
it's
the
not
fact
saying
is,
anything negative. It's just a defect that's known
yeah,
with the
I mean,
company came to light, and you're not responsible for bringing the
and my
defect to
overall
light.
view on Fender is for the volume that they produce, they do a very good job.
I
Um,
I've never said anything negative about Fender other than the pricing of their instruments.
yeah,
I've never said
I do think
anything negative. They are
they're
great
overpriced.
producers of instruments. It's
Yeah,
just they're the standard, right? So you show up to any gig and you have a Fender Jazz and a Fender P, you gonna get work.
yeah.
That's always been the thing. But
The
sometimes
It's
they
reason that
like
cost too
it's
much.
the standard silhouette on like any generic merchandise.
Yeah. And I don't like even though I'm endorsed,
I don't like the people that act like there's some kind of fucking magic wand at the Fender factory. Like they're cutting wood and putting it together. Like that's what's happening. There's no voodoo that's going on. And I there's a lot of companies that make a good jazz bass. Sire is one of them. I think
yeah,
Sire is very tough to beat for their
it's
price point.
hard. Like, I mean, the
It
only person that can undercut them is Harley Benton. And I don't know how they're existing.
is.
Because Harley Benton
But
is
are
solid.
they as good as a Sire?
Here's the
And
thing. They don't have all the R&D in electronics. But if you go passive, you can fight that. And you can buy 3 Harley Bentons for 1 Sire.
yeah, I'm not super familiar with. I've only played a few Harley Bettons with Leah,
Completely,
and but
completely
I
understood.
do trust her opinion, and she has said a number of times that the Harley Benton stuff it punches above its weight.
They're
Um,
way above. You could buy
Well,
multiple ones. You could buy a
like
Jazz
that
and a P
Aria.
bass for the price of a Squire Vintage Modified.
Like
And
the
that-
Aria
that
Pro
idea is
knockoff that
crazy.
Harley Benton made that
I
Bully and I
really-
both have. It was it was rated the best base of that year.
Well,
Which one?
I'm big on Sire for the lower price point stuff. I don't think anybody, even the Harley Benton, if you held a gun to my head and I choose between two, I would say Sire over Harley Benton. Is that the court?
The one that
Hey,
you have
no.
is the 5-string.
Hey,
Is that the
I got
court
one
or
of
Harley
them.
Benton?
That's the HB, right?
Yeah. This was
Okay.
the one that 1 year Lob labeled as like the best base, especially on value.
Yeah, and she's right. She but
Because
there
I
is
think
a
this one was
court.
like $180. Now, granted, I've upgraded stuff, but still, because you got the 5-string JJ.
I got one that's EMG
And that's a truss
sponsored.
wheel, right? That's a wheel adjust on the truss rod.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
wild. That's wild.
All right, so dig it. I can bring out mine.
Yeah, and yours has the EMGs like mine, except mine has the Geezer Butlers.
Well, his is a 5-string too. It looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and his is a JJ.
This is a workhorse situation, and it just looks. It looks.
It's a looker.
So
Did you
volume.
see the Reverend that I modded, Bully?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Oh man.
Also,
just-
Bully, on the Z7 situation, unless
Mm-hmm.
you've already ordered a pink one, don't.
Don't. What do you mean don't?
Don't order one yet. I already have a line out on a decent discount on one, so I might
Okay.
be able to have another one sent, but instead pink.
Okay. Keep me updated. What did you do?
I did Delano pickups.
Oh.
Um,
Okay. So what
That's
we
the
talking?
kind supposed to be in the base I'm having.
So it's a decision base. Their PJ thing, and the blade pickups, they were fine, but I thought we could do better. And I ended up going the Delano route, and I might do a Delano preamp as well. As of right now, it's fine passive. I do have a Mercalli being modded. Do you remember Brian Barrett, the low end bases? And like he's down around Nashville somewhere. But I'm having him mod a Mercalli for me. And I literally
Is it a 4-string?
It's a 4-string.
Okay.
And I literally was like, dude, just go nuts. Do whatever you want to do. And so I'm excited to see what he does with it.
I do have to throw this out there. So I wanted a GNL 1000 for reasons that you can understand. But I wanted a 5-string.
The what do they call it? The Chungus or whatever? Yeah, the 35-inch 19 millimeter.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I'm even doing this is because I don't have that GNL 1000.
I do.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting it created. Oh, be careful with the base now.
You were almost attacked by your base. It fell at you.
No, it's good. It's good. It wouldn't dare. It wouldn't dare.
Okay.
It
So
tried.
I'm getting one created, and it's gonna be a Bully the Kid edition.
Gino's
gaudy.
solid, man. I've always loved him. I've had a bunch of Gino. The first bass I ever toured with was a Gino tribute 5-string, like the L2500 or whatever. That was the first bass I ever toured with, and I loved it. It was great. I got rid of it, and it's one of those ones I wish I could get back. But Gino, you missed out on that, didn't you? Touring the factory. We got to tour the factory, and we got to
I showed up the next night, but I didn't get to go through it.
We picked you up at the airport.
Mm.
But we got to see Leo Fender's laboratory and
I got to play the
Like
first Stingray.
that's
got to
what I
play
like
the
about
first.
GNL is they're their own history, and they're
Yeah.
so into. They use a lot of the machinery from the original Fender factory. So that's why I always chuckle when people talk about getting the Fender custom shop 60s or whatever. It's like, dude, the actual machinery from the 60s is at the GNL factory. Um, so yeah, it was really cool because they literally haven't touched Leo's laboratory from the day he passed away. So we got to see like he was big into boating and he used to design boats. We got to see all his like sketches for that and obviously all the guitar stuff and all the bass stuff. Um, but it was a really interesting look into the mind of who I would argue is a genius rather. Um,
Nah, you said what you wanted to say.
well, of the guitar community, maybe he's a Jesus, but
Leo Fender
He's the
died for
Jesus
your
of
sins.
guitar.
but it was wild, man. Like
One
it's like
company would die and Leo Fender would come back from the grave and make a new company, and then he just
well,
did it
it's
twice.
wild, like how like everything you can trace back to him. Active preamps, he was the first one to do it. Uh, it's just like almost everything that we do
Waste
now
of time.
is based off of something that he did back in the day. It's wild.
Okay, so I have to tell you about this idea that I have. You ready? So
Cool.
I'm probably gonna use a Aguilar pickup, and I'm gonna use a dark glass preamp. It's gonna be
Okay.
gaudy sparkle black hardware. I don't know what the neck composition or body composition is gonna be. It's gonna be disgusting. It's in the project. It's in the
Left of
process
center
right now.
says you
Who's
should
building
use
it?
the L2500.
Who's building
The,
it?
the same people that built Goldie and Mabel.
Okay. So I forget the name of the company.
Yeah, it's like Alphonse or Alperius.
Alpier, it was
Yeah,
Alpier is closer
either
to what
way,
I.
the same people
That's awesome.
is building this monstrosity. It's gonna be.
I've
It's
yet to
my
have
GNL.
a legit artist model. I'm working with a guy in Cleveland right now named John Hill who makes incredible instruments. And I did design it from the ground up. But like I would love to do something with like Reverend or somebody. Like I would love to come up with
That'd
something.
be cool for you to come
Yeah,
up with your own groove.
honestly, it would be a Mercalli, but there would be some things added. Like I would do a Mercalli with a 0 fret and a truss rod wheel, and like obviously like the colors that I would want to see, like
Yeah, but
the
like, so
different.
what color is your perfect bass, Chris? Please don't say
Um,
green, white, and red.
I like green. Um, I do. I like green. I like a dark green.
About the
But I
Irish
think I think
flag,
if, I think if Ken Hawk woke up tomorrow and was like, "Hey, design me a bass," I would say, "Okay, let's do a Mercalli with a 0 fret and a truss rod wheel, and make it. They call it violin brown with a matching headstock, ebony fretboard, and a gold pickguard. That's what I would do.
They call it the Volpine.
Yeah, yeah, some Dago shit, man. Some Dago shit. But yeah, that's what I would do. I think if I could only pick one color, I think it would be brown. Like they call it violin brown. It's a nice brown color. And with a gold pick guard and matching headstock. That's what I would, as far as
Shit.
aesthetics.
Okay, brown.
Because that's the thing is like we're bass players. Like by by nature that they don't really want us to stand. Like can't go up
You
there with
don't. Yeah, they say
yeah.
it. They
Like
don't
they
want
don't
us to
want that.
stand out.
They don't
They
want
don't.
that.
They
They don't
don't
go
want
want
us to
stand
stand out.
behind the drummer. You're
yeah.
his best friend anyway. You might as well
Yeah.
just be
Yeah,
back there.
That's
yeah.
what I want to stand next to anyway.
I mean, technically, yeah, but then I'm my personality. So you see what the hell this picture is. You see what this picture is.
Let me
There's
let
pink.
me just bring the
there's
drummer
blue,
with me to the
pink,
front of the
like-
stage.
Oh, dude, listen.
Bully got his drummer
don't-
on a pallet with wheels underneath, just pulling the drummer with him. Okay, it's our turn to be at the front. You go away. Go away, son.
And my mom said that. My mom was like, you're supposed to be at the corner of the church. Now you have a wireless system, so you just walk around the church. I was like,
Baby. That's
free
what
to
it's
move
for.
about the cabin. That's what I listen. The first time I did it to her, it was like recorded. Like it was recorded. They were like streaming the service, and she was talking to me, and my kids were down there, and I was like sitting there. I was like, "What are you saying?" And she's like, "Well, come here." I was like, "Okay," and I stood up and I walked and I watched her panic. I watched her panic because she didn't know that I could still play and also not be next to my hand. It didn't compute.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And she was like, what do you? I was
Is your
like,
cable long enough? Are you gonna like?
I was like, what? And she was like, y'all want to go to Golden Corral after this is over with? Sure, sounds great. And I was playing the line, and she was like, how are you doing that? And I was like, this is Bluetooth to over there, so you can just like, yeah, I can go outside and still play. Yes.
Rob, I noticed that.
How strong is that
right
Bluetooth connection? You walking outside?
It's pretty strong. I'm free to move about the cabin, and it's not okay. Anyway, let me go ahead and take the time to thank my guests here, Chris Volpini, my favorite nemesis. You were my favorite one. Like you're my
the frenemies. Yeah,
dude. Listen, I don't even. You're my favorite
if only
nemesis.
we videoed like the parts that we don't video.
So special
I
thanks
would
to you.
come out the villain in a lot of that, I think.
I don't really think you do, because a lot of the stuff I start talking trash and then you respond and then I respond and then that's how we spiral out of control. So special thanks to you.
I still tell everybody about when we were on those scooters in Nashville and we did the Mario Kart.
I'm hoping no
I'll tell
turtles were
anybody that
harmed in
listens
the
to
making
that,
of this
'cause
content.
I won out in that story, so
it's whatever. I mean, I didn't. You were moving
no,
though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You were moving.
Despite what anyone may hear, I love Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid. I think he's the best. And I don't know why I'm so mean to him, but I am. And
Out
he
of
is one of my
jealousy.
favorite people. Maybe it is.
No, man, you gotta
Maybe
have
he's
those people. You
but
gotta
he's
have
one of
those
my
people on
favorite
your team.
that I've ever met in this world. And yeah, I think the world of his channel. I think the world of him. You're gonna hear a lot of things that may be contrary to what I just said, but it's all.
I mean, the trash talk is aside from the relationship and friendship.
Yeah, like it's.
I need you. I need you to force me to be me, because I can do the character, Bully the Kid.
Yeah,
but you strip the character back.
I do love Alan Brown. Despite
Anyway.
what I may say to him, I think the world of him. I think he's very good YouTuber. I think he's very intelligent, and I think that there's a reason that I pursued him when I was with the MJC Ironworks, and I think that he has a lot to offer this community, and he does. He drinks like a bitch, but but
wow. All right, we just go ahead. Yep. OB. God damn it.
but
I can't even get this together.
You muted me.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean
Chris
to.
said
But...
something mean. Shut up, Travis.
All right. So, nigga, special thanks to Chris. Appreciate you dropping in, man. This has been an experience. It's been cool. I
He
have
muted you,
things
Chris.
that are coming. Things are coming. I already showed the Z7 for those people that are here. OB, thank you for dropping in and sharing time, being on this stream. I'm looking forward to the. Y'all motherfuckers are same. It's the same person. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the next. Stop doing triggers. Damn it. All right. OB, thank you. Let me get the hell. Me. I can't have anything, bro. Don't. OB. Yeah, I didn't see it. It's fine. I have control of this stream. And I don't. No, don't be nice now. You piece of trash. Anyway, so thank y'all for watching. This has been Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid. Till next time, till next base hang, y'all be easy. These are my friends. That's what's really wild to me. That's what's really wild to me.